Hello, welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Standard Open in Atlanta, part of the SCG Tour brought to you by Ultimate Guard. I'm Nick Miller alongside a two-time Open champion, Brendan DeCandio. How you doing?
So far, so good.
We've got a player spotlight because we want to talk about the Standard format.
Good.
And you're someone who played a lot of Standard. You had a lot of success recently in Standard.
Yes. And
you're kind of playing a similar strategy to what you've had success with, here in Atlanta. Yes. So take us back. Monday, Banned and Restricted list comes out.
Oh.
Nothing happens to Standard.
I was not thrilled, to say the least. I've been a long proponent of Felidar Guardian getting banned, not because I think it is perhaps too good, but because it restricts the format so much to where not as many cool cards can be played. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't see some of the decks just show up because they wouldn't be able to compete with those kind of decks. You can have interaction for the combo, but you couldn't beat all of their game plans. So
you have a week before that, you're looking over the Amonkhet spoiler,
yep.
All the cards are out, and you're just kind of in this limbo period waiting to see what happens. Nothing really happens.
Right.
What do you start testing? What do you start looking at in terms of decks? Because I know you were streaming a lot with black-green, mm-hmm. and not having the most success against the Saheeli combo.
I was losing a bunch. I think I did a little rant on Twitter where I tagged Wizards in a photo every time I lost a Saheeli combo, and that was kind of fun. But no, I was trying that, and I didn't know what else to do. I had a bunch of sideboard cards for the matchup. I tried playing the deck itself. It just felt kind of, the mirror was not where I wanted to be in the metagame. It just didn't suit my playstyle personally. Mm-hmm. And it just, sometimes felt like you just died on turn 4 and you couldn't do anything about it. Sometimes you actually couldn't, so.
All right, so you've had a lot of success with the black-green delirium strategy, two separate builds,
yes.
pre and post Aether Revolt.
Yes.
You've been testing that deck. Then Wednesday comes the emergency banning of the Felidar Guardian, which a lot of people, you and Todd Stevens both kind of said, we did our part losing to that deck.
Oh yeah, we bumped up the motor results for sure. Uh-huh. I think I was watching Jim Davis' stream at the time actually when I was just messing with him about what we were going to play and stuff, and he was testing some decks that I wouldn't really consider too playable, especially at the format at the time. But we all kind of flipped out when it happened. This has never happened before. No emergency banning unscheduled kind of thing. I mean, maybe a long time ago during the
memory jar,
but yeah, before my time actually. But yeah. No, it's in recent memory nothing has been banned like this, and the way they did it was very confusing to us. But I'm glad it happened. I've seen a lot of really cool decks here this weekend actually. So
right, so it's kind of a weird banning, something that no one really expected to happen midweek. Mm-hmm. People had very little time to kind of prepare for this tournament. You kind of stuck along with the black-green deck though.
Right.
So this kind of almost helped you in a way.
It did. It made it so I didn't have to worry about that matchup, essentially. It just kind of removed one of the matchups you have to prepare for and sideboard for, allows you to focus against other archetypes, such as Mardu, so you have more cards in those matchups, or the random Torrential Gearhulk decks, or anything like that. I've seen some crazy things this weekend, Stitchwing Scab and all those things, but you wouldn't see those decks with Felidar Guardian being legal, because why would you do those things kind of dirtling around when you could just kill them? So.
Right, and that's something we've seen this weekend. I know, the top tables are kind of littered with Mardu. Sure. It was the most popular deck here in day 2, and black-green was the second most popular deck. But outside of that, there's a lot of different decks that, people didn't really expect to see. There's zombies decks doing well, there's aggressive decks doing well, monsters decks, mm-hmm. Green-red strategies doing well as well. Where do you see the format now, given only, basically 2 days to prepare for this kind of new format?
I was going to look to the results of the format before any of that, but no, I mean, I have no idea where it's going to go from here. People know Mardu's good. People know black-green is good amongst many forms of black-green. Any kind of concoction of Winding Constrictor and no Winding Constrictor. I'm actually playing it this weekend. Mm-hmm. But from this point, we kind of just have this initial launch point of the Open here, and then next week or 2 weeks from then, the Pro Tour is going to happen. Actually, I get to play in that, and I'm going to kind of use this information and go from there. I did what I could with black-green, saying, all right, if this is where the format is, and I think black-green's good, other people are going to think black-green are good. So how do I kind of mix that in there? Because before it wasn't really part of the metagame, I don't think as much. Right,
and we've had you on camera a couple times, and Cedric and Patrick are both kind of building up your build of the deck. I mean, you've had a lot of success with the strategy before. You seem to be knowing where to be and where to go with this archetype.
Yes.
With Mardu being so popular, do you think it's going to change going forward? People kind of know, hey, Mardu is the #1 dog. Mm-hmm. Black-green's after that, but I think we're starting to see it open up. Even at the top tables, there's some kind of rogue strategies running around.
There's been some Marvel decks that have kind of caught me by surprise. There's that one enchantment. I don't remember what it was called. The one that adds 3 mana or gives you an extra card every turn.
Right. The
Bounty of
Luxa?
Luxa. I think it's Bounty of Luxa. And that was in a Marvel deck I saw, and that seemed really good. It's like a backup plan to casting the Ulamog. It was a Marvel mirror match, actually.
Sure.
And no, stuff like that. That card seems really powerful, just like unexplored, and we can explore that now. So, no, with Mardu, the problem with Mardu is that it has this awesome transformational sideboard, which I've had employed against me every time I played against it, where they just get to like this super control deck. They have Fumigates, more Planeswalkers, more removal spells, and they can kind of do that, and that's really cool because even if you're playing against the same Mardu deck, the same colors each time, it's not necessarily the same deck. It's kind of almost as diverse as Green-Black is, I think.
Yeah, everyone's kind of got their own sideboard plan of, expensive creatures and planeswalkers and things like that.
The card that impressed me the most was it Cut Ribbons? Brad Carpenter and Andrew Jessup of MGG both had that card, and that was beyond impressive against me. It often put me in awkward positions. I had to chump block a Gideon when I was at 10 with a Noxious Gearhole. I'm just like, it's where we're at. It's where we are.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, that card super impressed me.
All right, so what are some things you kind of were toying around with or looking at, that you couldn't really touch when the combo was in Standard that, now that there's time, people might be able to start exploring?
I think you're talking about the Zombies deck. That's a deck that suffered a lot from the combo existing. It had not a very good game plan against its combo plan, and it could fight, but it had its awkward draws sometimes, and the combo has like a lot of removal spells in it too. So that's a deck I think definitely picked up a bit. I have a couple sideboard cards for that matchup particularly because I felt like it could be a thing. Marvel, like I said, is a deck that we haven't seen because of that. So people try putting Marvel into the combo variants. That's kind of the only thing we've seen from, I think, Elix won a Classic with it a couple months ago. But no, I mean, those strategies, things that want to tap out. You can tap out now. You can tap out on your turn 4. You can tap out on your turn 5. And there's no, like, oops, I just win moment going for you. So the possibilities are endless. I didn't get as much time as I wanted to test. I had like work one of the days, and it came out on a Wednesday night. I was already tired. I had to write an article for this week, and all the testing I'd done for that had just gone out the window. So I was like, all right, well, let's figure something out. But no, I'm thrilled to see where this goes now. I think we're actually going to have a good format.
All right, so you're 13 rounds into this event.
Yes.
X2-1 with Black Green.
Yep, 10-2-1.
Couple rounds left to go here. Try to get another top 8, maybe a third win.
That'd be sweet.
We wish you the best of luck.
It's not quite eating the hat, but we'll see.
I'm sure you'll dredge that back up.
I'll try.
All right, well, Brendan, thanks for joining me here in the sideboard. Thanks for talking about Standard. I think we're in a very interesting spot. A lot of people are looking at this tournament to kind of know what's going on going forward, so appreciate it. For people at home, stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for the action here in Atlanta.